I think all of us have enjoyed keeping up to date with the news on Channel 1. The conflict in the Middle East has been given a lot of time, but the conflicts back here in the States haven't. Like pollution.
Air pollution, one of the forms of air pollution is acid rain. Acid rain is formed when the smoke from industries and automobiles get into the air. It falls back to the earth as precipitation, and it can sometimes wipe out a whole forest population. When it gets into the lakes and streams, it can pollute fish and wipe out whole organisms.
When bald eagles come down and other birds come down and eat the fish are contaminated, and that contaminates the bald eagles. When the bald eagles lay their eggs, the eggs have thin walls, and the birds are usually retarded.
That is how some bald eagles are extinct today. Another form of air pollution is smog. Smog is also formed when fumes from industries, automobiles get into the air. It comes back to the earth as smog. It mixes in with the fog and hangs over large cities in the morning.
Some people may not notice it, but others do. It may cause burning of eyes, difficulty in breathing, or even burning of the throat.
Would you rather have this beautiful pond or that dirty dump? The greenhouse effect is another problem scientists are worried about. The problem is very much related to air pollution and acid rain. The gases and fumes generated from factories, industries, cars, trucks, and fires that rise up in the atmosphere and becomes like a blanket around the earth.
This tends to hold in the heat from the earth. The blanket acts like a roof over the earth, and just like a greenhouse effect, the temperature starts to go up.
While the heat is needed to help plants grow, the planet Earth has a very delicate weather pattern. If it gets hotter by just a few degrees, it could change weather all over the planet. Places that are cool could become too warm. Places that are hot could become too hot to live in. Changing regions of climate could eventually disrupt entire segments of population, to say nothing of the impact on agriculture.
The greenhouse effect, or the concept of global warming as it is sometimes called, will eventually alter the entire planet, unless something can be done to greatly reduce the amounts of gases, fumes, and pollutants being reduced to the atmosphere. Eventually, it doesn't always get a lot of attention One way people are looking at to help reduce pollution to the environment is recycling. Recycling raw materials not only reduces the number of trees being cut down and slows down the consumption of our limited supplies of materials, but also helps protect our fragile environment.
That's right. In fact, one big problem facing our environment we haven't discussed is that we are fast running out of space for garbage. For years, most of us have either hauled sack after sack out to the street once a week, dumped it ourselves, or burned it in the backyard. The landfills are all but gone, and burning trash and garbage just puts more gases and fumes in the air. There are no more landfills available on the East Coast, and as we speak, trash from New York, New Jersey, and Maryland is being trucked to the Midwest to be dumped. You have to begin to wonder what will happen when the landfills in the Midwest fill up. Then what happens to our trash and garbage?
In fact, the state of Missouri has already started passing laws stating that manufacturing plants and communities must start recycling more. More and more each day, plants and manufacturing places are recycling.
Yes, and communities too. People have already started drop-off points in their communities so people can drop off anything that is needed to be recycled. So towns such as Lathrop, Chillicothe, and Cameron have already started this.
Lawson will have their own plant it may even be up as soon as the school is over. It'll probably be back in this area here.
Once operational, you'll be able to recycle tin cans, aluminum cans, glass, newsprint, and probably other items as well. The idea will be to recycle rather than go in dumps and throw them away or burn them. People may not think that it is important now, but it will be in the future generations. generations. People will not be able to burn or take their trash out once a week to the street because there will be not enough room for future generations.
There will probably be more information later on in the year.
In the meantime, be thinking about recycling rather than throwing away or burning, because when you recycle and burn, you make dumps into the air.